Breaking news. NATO response to Russian invasion could be delayed for over a month due to traffic jams. NATO and its members could delay the response to a Russian invasion by up to a month and a half because of traffic jams and bureaucratic quarrels, according to officials. As the US-led alliance expanded into former Soviet Union territory, it failed to properly maintain the routes needed to transport troops and equipment in the event of a major conflict. Aging infrastructure and mismatched trail gauges has already led to continental traffic jams for the coalition. Officials familiar with the matter insisted delays could be as long as a month and a half. Former U.S. Army Europe Commander Ben Hodges warned the U.S. and NATO must be able to mass enough capability in place so that Russia doesn't make a terrible miscalculation. He added, "We have to be able to move as fast or faster than Russia in order to be an effective deterrent." The extent of the problem was highlighted last year during a planned U.S. military exercise in Germany which required Stryker armored fighting vehicles stationed over 1,000 miles away in Georgia. Speaking to the Washington Post, Squadron Commander Lieutenant Colonel Adam Lackey said the two-week trip ended up taking 4 months due to various miscalculations. These included differing regulations in Hungary and Romania over how the vehicles should be fastened and strict German protocol regarding when military vehicles could be transported by rail. Retired Army Lieutenant General Douglas Lute, who served as the former U.S. NATO envoy, said transportation was both a problem in a very practical way and a symptom of a bigger problem in Europe, which he said was no longer whole, free and at peace. Another pitfall in movement across Europe comes as Sweden, a non-NATO country, often assists the alliance and participates in certain operations. But it reportedly requires up to 3 weeks' notice to permit military traffic to pass through the nation. The complication exposes a major NATO vulnerability where member states Poland and Lithuania meet the heavily militarized Russian enclave of Kaliningrad. According to a report in 2016 by Rand Corp, Russian fortifications there and across the mainland meant Russian forces eliminated or bypassed all resistance and were at the gates of or actually entering Riga, Tallinn, or both, between 36 and 60 hours after the start of hostilities. Rand was not the only source to disclose the NATO weakness, as a series of reports last year highlighted the alliance's difficulty in keeping up to speed. German newspaper Der Spiegel leaked a NATO document detailing how NATO's capabilities had been atrophied since the end of the Cold War. This is to the point where its command structure is at best only partially fit for purpose and, while it has not been tested, would quickly fail if confronted with the full NATO level of ambition. The conclusion reportedly led NATO to reorganize in October and establish a new command designated specifically to ease the transport of vital military assets across Europe.